Now we discuss types of reproduction. So based on the number of organisms or number of parents involved during reproduction, based on this character, the reproduction is broadly categorized into two types. One is asexual reproduction, the second one is sexual reproduction. Now, during asexual reproduction, only one parent is participated, but during sexual reproduction, two parents are participated or opposite sex is participated. Now, we need to discuss the characteristic features of asexual reproduction. The first and very most important characteristic feature of asexual reproduction, when offsprings are produced by single parent without involvement of gamete formation is called as asexual reproduction. Once again, I repeat the definition of asexual reproduction. When offsprings are produced, as offsprings means children's or new individuals. When offsprings produced by single parent, reason is during asexual reproduction, how many parents are participated? Single parent. Once again I repeat, when offsprings produced by single parent without involvement of gamete formation is called as asexual reproduction. It is the first character and definition of asexual reproduction. And the second characteristic features of asexual reproduction, during asexual reproduction only one parent is participated, that's why asexual reproduction is called as uniparental reproduction. And the third character is, during asexual reproduction, meiosis does not occur, only mitosis occurs. And fourth character is, meiosis not takes place during asexual reproduction. Reason is, there is no formation of gametes, there is no fusion of gametes. And one more, the last character is clones. Clones means morphologically means externally. Genetically means genetic composition. Similar individuals are called as clones. If a single parent produces many offsprings, if all these offsprings morphologically, genetically, if in case same, is called as clones. Clones are produced by asexual reproduction. And come to the second type of sexual reproduction, the second type of reproduction is sexual reproduction. So during sexual reproduction, two parents are involved or opposite sex, male and female is involved. The first characteristic feature of sexual reproduction is both parents are participated. That means this type of reproduction is called biparental reproduction. If single parent is participated in asexual reproduction is called as uniparental reproduction. If two parents are participated in sexual reproduction is called as biparental reproduction. And the second characteristic feature is both meiosis and mitosis cell division takes place during sexual reproduction. But during asexual reproduction, mitosis cell division takes place, meiosis cell division not occurs. But whereas in sexual reproduction, both meiosis cell division and mitosis cell division can occur. And the third characteristic feature of sexual reproduction is gamete formation. Male gametes are formed from male individual, female gametes are formed from female individual. These male and female gametes are unite to form a zygote. So the male and female gamete formation and fusion takes place during sexual reproduction. The gamete formation does not occur in asexual reproduction. And during sexual reproduction, whenever meiosis cell division can take place, a new variations or genetic variations or recombinations can created in the produced population or offsprings. In this class, we discuss about methods of asexual reproduction. Methods of asexual reproduction in animals and in plants. The methods of asexual reproduction in animals by four different ways. The first method of asexual reproduction in animals is fission. The second method of asexual reproduction in animals is budding. The third method is spore formation. The fourth method is fragmentation. The first method of asexual reproduction in animals is fission. Fission is classified into two types. One is binary fission, another one is multiple fission. Multiple fission is also called as encystation. Example for binary fission is amoeba and bacteria. Example for multiple fission or encystation is again amoeba. The second method of asexual reproduction in animals by budding. Budding again is classified into two types, external budding and internal budding. The best example for external budding is yeast is one of the largest unicellular fungi. The second one is hydra. It's a multicellular aquatic animal. Yeast and hydra is the two best example for external budding. The second type of budding is internal budding. The internal budding is also called as gemule formation. Internal budding is also called as gemule formation. The best example for gemule formation is sponges. Most of the freshwater sponges and few marine sponges exhibits one of the asexual reproduction method is internal budding. Internal budding is also called as gemule formation. The third method of asexual reproduction in animals is spore formation. There are two different types of spores formed in lower group of animals such as zoospores and conidia. Zoospores are motile spores, conidias are non-motile spores. There is no movement or motility for conidias, there is a movement for zoospores. These two different type of zoospores and conidias are spore formation. It's the third method of asexual reproduction in animals. The best example for zoospore formation is most of the algae and some of aquatic fungi. And conidia formation is the best method of asexual reproduction in most of the fungi. Example, penicillium is the one of the fungi asexual reproduction by non-motile spores, conidia. Chlamydomonas is one of the algae asexual reproduction by motile spores, zoospores. The last and final most method of asexual reproduction in animals is fragmentation. The best example for fragmentation is planaria and hydra. This fragmentation is also called as regeneration. These are the four different methods of asexual reproduction in animals. In detail, we discuss in the next class. And come back to asexual reproduction in plants. The method of asexual reproduction in plants simply we called as vegetative propagation. A part of the plant can participated vegetative propagation in plants is called as vegetative propagule, either root or maybe stem or maybe leaf. Any part of the plant used as vegetative reproduction in plants is called as vegetative propagules. Some of vegetative propagules in different plants we discuss now. For example, in ginger and in turmeric and in banana plant, the main vegetative propagule for vegetative reproduction is rhizome. Whereas in potato, the vegetative propagule is tuberous. It's help for vegetative reproduction. Whereas in bryophyllum, for vegetative reproduction, the vegetative propagule is leaf buds are nothing but adventitious buds. Whereas in Pistia, common name is water lettuce, Eichhornia, common name is water hyacinth. These water hyacinth or Eichhornia is also called as most problematic aquatic weed. It is commonly called as terror of Bengal. So in these plants, aquatic plants, for vegetative propagation, the vegetative propagule is offsets. Whereas in oxalis plant and in grasses, for vegetative reproduction, the vegetative propagule is runners. Whereas in mint plant and in chrysanthemum plant, for vegetative reproduction, the vegetative propagule is suckers. Whereas in onions, for vegetative reproduction, vegetative propagule is bulb. Whereas in Agave americana, common name is century plant, for vegetative reproduction, the vegetative propagule is bulbils. So these are the methods of asexual reproduction both in animals and in plants.